Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at what's been going on today then. So another scary day, a day of red, and to be honest with you, it's driven on this occasion, I would say, by the price of the dollar. I know this sounds mad to people who don't really trade that much or don't really look into the details outside of their own crypto space, and that's fine, because we're going to be looking at that shortly, and that means a great deal in itself. But basically what's been going on for a long time now, we're on a 4-hourly chart, but we'll just go to a weekly. So basically we have been, with the dollar, we've basically been losing massive value out of the dollar and actually just going complete bearish. And when you have a low dollar, anything that's priced in dollars gains value, right? So people say this is why stocks, and one of the reasons stocks have been going up, is one of the reasons Bitcoin's gone up, it's one of the reasons gold's gone up, right? So if the dollar bounces, which it will do one day eventually, and maybe recover, which I'm sure it will do one day, all those things that have benefited from a low price in dollar, because technically they went up in value anyway, right? A lump of gold was worth more anyway without the dollar going up because of its intrinsic value and bullish chart. But when the dollar goes down, it gives the appearance that it's worth more because it's traded in dollars. And so when your dollar is worth less, you need more dollars to make up for the value that it represents. See where I'm coming from? So that is definitely the case with all of these things that we've been seeing. So the dollar looks as though it's bouncing. We have to look at the 4-hourly chart to work out what's going on with it. Is it going to recover from this level here? Well, this is where we're hoping for some form of rejection, to be honest. And it's a silly thing to say that, because in all fairness, we want the dollar to come back to life. We don't want it to continue to go down, because that would be tragic for American people. It would be tragic for stocks in general, and it's just not healthy. But it's been going down for a very, very long time now, and it's due a bounce. And it tried 2 bounces here and it failed, and now it's trying a second one here. If this one fails, then it will go down a lot further, and that will increase value over time for all those commodities and Bitcoin as alike, So now we've got to go to the Bitcoin chart. So this is what's driven this extra dump down. Now we've got to look at the Bitcoin chart, and then I promise we'll look at XRP and some of these others. So unfortunately now, it would appear that this has now become invalidated. We broke out and we were supported, and now we've broken down. What are we doing at this very second? We're being supported, or we're trying to be supported on the center of the Bollinger Band. And like I said, that this has been where we were. This is like our last call before we see real deep dives into the 10,000s, and that's all very, very possible if this doesn't hold out. So we the last time we checked on this, we bounced, and then we reclaimed the 10 exponential moving average, and we bounce. Now we're falling down, and it looks as though hopefully we will close upon this level, and then we will bounce out again. But unfortunately, the uptrend, which has been support and resistance for such a long period of time, all this way, both flipping from support to resistance, only held as resistance for 2 days. Now, it's not the end of the world. This could quite easily bounce from here, right? If the dollar decides that it's had enough and it will continue with its downtrend, then that'll be it. It might take a little bit of extra time for Bitcoin to worm its way back up here, and that'll be good too for alts, because alts will find time to rally in that. But at the moment, alts are far from rallying. In fact, alts are not rallying at all. They're doing quite the opposite. So let's have a look at some of those alts then, shall we? And we'll work out what's going on with their charts. So XRP on the daily looking very, very sad, broken down beneath the center of the Bollinger Band here. So it's pretty much bearish until the bottom of this level here, which is the resistance, the support resistance box that we fought so hard to stay above. And now we're coming down to test the bottom of it, and it seems as though for this very moment anyway it's holding as support. If that does break down, however, we are talking a 25.3 cent XRP before a decent bounce. The Bollinger Bands, I should say though, are beginning to pinch, and this is okay. But when we look at these other indicators, what we have here is our divergence is now playing out on the MACD. So this was like the chink in the armor that we were speaking about yesterday. Everything looked good for both of these charts, apart from that, which suggested it wanted to. It looked as though that was the bearish scenario that was been sort of weighed up on our minds. The moving averages are all perfectly spread, all looking very good and nice. RSI is in a nice place, but this is technically bearish, albeit in a bullish area. Same with XRP. We're basically the same. The spread of moving averages is still quite good, but this and again we're getting divergence now, which would suggest that it's likely to get a little worse. So the bottom of the Bollinger Band here, it brings us to 27, and the green exponential takes us to 25.4, 25.3 area. That's where I'd be looking for a bounce if this area doesn't hold up, and this area has to hold up here, because we're really splitting hairs here. We should have been supported upon this level on the center of the Bollinger Band. We've broken right down beneath that, so we're talking bottom Bollinger Band time now, and wicks can bring us all the way down to 25.3. SXP, a massive drop. So we traded this one a few days ago when we saw it come down to these lower levels. We traded that and got a nice return off it. Are we going to do that again? Well, that is a good question, isn't it? We probably are. I am anyway. I don't know about you. I am. I'm going to go back into this one again with the profits that I took from it, and I'm going to test my luck. Probably a little lower this time, just below $3. We're talking maybe $3.90. I'll put an order in, and we'll see if we can pick it up around that time. Don't think it's the worst thing in the world though to have this pullback, because Bitcoin's chart still looks really bullish as far as moving averages are concerned. But there, I like to balance things out on a statistic level. So yesterday when I was looking at this, and we did have that pullback and we were supported there, moving averages looked good. This was the problem, but everything else generally looked good. So yesterday I was about 75% bullish. Now I'm about 65% bullish. So I was still in favour of the bulls at this stage. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bearish. I'm not looking for a general downtrend or a drop to the ground, but we've lost 10% on my bullish outlook on this. So let's have a look at some of these other coins. We'll wrap this video up because there's not much to go on really. All depends on this dollar here. That's all we're looking for. We're waiting to see if it breaks and reclaims this 50 exponential, and see if the MACD can pop up above there, and basically if we can continue to rise. Because if we look at stuff like gold, for instance, gold has taken a big hit too. Silver's taken a big hit too. In fact, general forex has taken a big hit. Most things against the dollar have taken a big hit. The dollar is killing everything at the moment. So it's all on the dollar. You'll be able to just have a look at stocks and shares, and you'll see the dollar has killed everything just in one bounce. And the bounce isn't even that big, but it did do it. The bounce has wiped out so many things. It's only bounced 1%. It's the fear of the fact that the dollar could come back to life. Anyway, we'll move on. Let's have a look at MATIC. So MATIC coming all the way down to this level here. I'll be looking for a bounce around 2.4 because that's the center of the Bollinger Band. It's also this support that we've got here. You can see this long-term support trend all the way up here. We reclaimed it. Let's just see if we can bounce on it. So there's a few reasons why this should bounce upon this level. We've got the center of the Bollinger Band. We're also at the top of the sort of resistance level area, and also this upwards trend of support. So I'm expecting a bounce from there. A breakdown from there would be tragic, and it really would be tragic. We'd be seeing 2-cent MATIC again. And Ethereum, super bullish chart. You can see how these moving averages looking absolutely unbelievable and ready to go. The MACD is in a really high position, but obviously we're taking a leg down, and we're diverging. So the same as Bitcoin, and actually is holding support very well in the center of this Bollinger Band. Again, I'm not massively bearish on these charts as it stands at the moment, because it's difficult to be bearish on such charts, but they can take legs down. Everyone obviously is always going to be worried about that CME gap, which is around about this level. And actually, even if we did come down to that level, I'd be comfortable with that, because we would be still remaining on this secondary line that we had here, which was counting the tops 1, 2, 3. So long as we're above there, we are still bull mode. Bullish. We are out of that consolidation phase. Coming back beneath that, back under that again, that would be really bad. I don't think we're going to do that, so don't worry about that. All of these things are a little way off, The moves are playing out at the moment, and again, just to stress, they are all being played out because of this dollar. The dollar is doing it, and it's the dollar that's done it. Blame the dollar. It's all about the dollar, alright? Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice evening. As of tomorrow, I'm going to be away at the in-laws for a bit, so I'm going to take a really terrible laptop with me. I will continue to make videos. You'll probably think I'm a real cheapskate because this laptop in the corner says, please activate your copy of Windows 10 now. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. If you can use Windows 10 without activating it, I'm just going to do it, alright? The laptop's worth less than a copy of Windows 10. Why would I activate a copy of Windows 10? Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Take it easy.